Hello and welcome back to the X-Ring. Forgive my absence, it's been crazy busy. Shot the American Defense Manufacturing 3-gun, and then the following week we had the NRA down in Houston, and then the following week we were down at Blade Show down in Atlanta. So been really busy with that, haven't been able to get any videos, so my apologies for that. But I wanted to do a follow-up on what's coming up this weekend. So for this weekend, I'm going to be down at Range 56, the Special Forces Range in Fort Bragg, shooting the Duskin Memorial 3-gun. It is not open to the public. Really looking forward to that event, but I wanted to follow up on that Typhoon F-12. So during the ADM match, what happened was that shotgun failed on every single stage. It was a train wreck. I even actually had someone that offered me their dissident. It failed on the stage multiple times, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to shoot my tube-fed shotgun, go back to the Benelli M2, even though I was shooting an open division. But it really got me on a quest to find an open division shotgun that would run. And back in the day, one of the first people to ever do this was R&R Customs. It was Robert Wright out of Washington, but you can't find his shotguns anymore. He does his own shotgun now, which he did back before, but the old one was based off of a Sega 12. So guys, I do not own anything that is Russian. I just don't, other than the Ishmash 22, but I don't have any of the Segas. So this is a really unique shotgun by R&R Customs. It's based off the Sega 12. You guys know, due to the importation ban from 2014, those are no longer able to be imported. So finding parts is going to be tough. Fortunately, I was able to go on Gunbroker and find a brand new bolt and bolt carrier group, which I was told would be the only thing that could possibly break on this. And so this is the way that I bought it. Big shout out to Nate. He had actually bought this years ago, didn't shoot it, put it in his safe for safekeeping, and just never got into 3-gun. So I got in touch with Nate. Nate said, yeah, I'll sell it to you. And so I've got one. They call it, I think this was called the breacher back in the day. You can see because it looks like it's got a breeching end on it. It does have interchangeable chokes. It's got some Brileys in there right now. Has an integrated comp into the barrel. So this is a Sega 12. It is a true Sega 12. It doesn't have last round bolt holes, and R&R Customs had also done some Burris red dot mounts that are guarded on the side. I really wish it was a Picatinny. That way I'd throw something a little larger with a larger viewing window. Nothing wrong with the fast fire. I would just like to have a larger shooting window. You can change the stock out. The trigger, guys, is not factory. Okay, so here's the trigger on it. Check this out. It's long, but it's smooth. Just nice and crisp. Here's the reset on it. Long, but smooth. It does have AR style controls. Now you've got this large gargantuan magazine release here, and that's actually going to help with the reloads on getting these done very quickly. It's very easy to reload this. They are drop free. It's just because I had it at an angle. So if I do this and I press it, that's it, she falls out. So the biggest thing about a Sega 12 is making sure that you keep your piston clean. Just try to do that every 100, 150 rounds or so, and you should be good to go. So what I'm going to try to do is run this shotgun, make sure I've got a shotgun that I can count on this weekend. So we've got, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 targets up there. Yep, 13 targets, not including the man steel. So the first thing I want to do is I've got a modified choke in here, and I'm at about 20 yards. I want to see how it patterns. So about 22 yards, we've got the second man steel back there, counting from left to right. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot some Rios. We're going to see how this thing functions. Let me get some ears and eyes on, and we'll get this thing going. So fortunately for me, Nate had bought enough flats where I was able to buy those, and he had the Rio Elite. I don't think they make this anymore. Now for the match this weekend, it is limited to 1,300 feet per second. They won't allow anything stronger than that. And this looks like high brass, but it isn't. This is only 1,200 feet per second, but supposedly it really likes to be fed into that shotgun. That shotgun loves this ammo apparently. So we're gonna try it out. So we're gonna go ahead and load up some 20-round mags. We'll load up some 10-round mags, and we'll see how fast we can knock down some of these after we get a pattern. All right, so before we get started, first thing, you gotta have your eye protection on anytime you're shooting any type of steel, especially with birdshot up close. A lot of times you'll see in scoped rifle competitions, you don't have that because you have a piece of glass, but the minute you go to pistol, you're gonna have eyewear on. So this video is sponsored by Gators Eyewear. You guys know I run this on the matches and actually daily wear. These are aluminum, made in the USA. and I think you'll love them, especially if you have muffs on, because they don't push on the temples, or you can adjust them to fit your face. You can always put X-Ring in the coupon code, and that'll give you 15% off of your order. So first thing we're gonna do, I just measured it off. This is right at 18 yards. I'm gonna go for the second man steel with a modified choke. Let's see what kind of pattern we get. We're gonna go center mass. Here we go, one shot. Okay, so that's a pretty tight pattern, but it's good and centrally located, and so that should work on most of the plates. I do have improved modified as well as full. It's very important to know what your spread is with the ammunition that you're shooting with your shotgun. Otherwise, you can leave a lot of steel standing or have to shoot them multiple times. All right, another thing I want to mention is it's all about choke selection, especially with 3-gun. Make sure you choke up one. It's better to have a little tighter of a pattern and slow down than to have something that might be, let's say, a spreader or a diffuser, and you just can't knock steels down even if you hit them 2 or 3 times. Always look at that distance and know kind of how it prints. There's always a learning curve with new firearms. So in this case, I have no experience behind this shotgun. So what I'm gonna do is, we know there's 13 steels. I'm not gonna put 20 in this magazine. What I wanna do is practice on this, because one of the things with reload, guys, if you see that curve, if I hold this perfectly parallel with the ground like this, and I hit the release, it might or might not go. So we wanna get that down so that it pulls it out of there for the reload. And then on the shotgun reload, I've got it here so that I can just bring it up and go straight into the mag well. You set it up however it works for you, but these are things you need to think about. So let's go ahead and chamber one in here. Safety is on. We'll go ahead and try to do a run. I'll go left to right with a forced reload. So here we go. All right, so pretty darn quick, and it's very soft. I'm not getting a lot of recoil back into me. I do wish I had a larger sight window, something like, like an EOTech, or possibly even, a Hollow Sun, something like that, but I have no way of doing that because this is a welded piece. Let me get you some side shots of this break, show you how it works. Let's shoot some more. So far, I am completely satisfied with that shotgun, but I need to get more rounds through it to make sure that it's going to function reliably. There's another word of advice I want to give you guys, especially those that might be new to 3-gun. If you have a stage where there's the option to have or start with your shotgun, whether you're shooting tac ops or whether you're shooting open, make sure you try to utilize that shotgun. Most people overvalue their pistol shooting skills. If you have some steels that are 4 or 5 inches and they're 15, 20 yards away, you're gonna take makeup shots. Unless you're a grandmaster or a master shooter or have that classification, you're not gonna be as fast or as accurate. That shotgun is a no-brainer. Get it close, shoot at it. Go ahead and take out your hard steels first, the smallest ones. Then don't do the reload on it, because that's gonna take you too much more time. Go ahead and abandon it, go to your pistol, and finish out with the larger steel. So it got me thinking, there might be those of you that are wondering, if I shot my shotgun against my pistol, how fast or what would the difference be comparing the two on a shot timer? One of the advantages of a shotgun, and you're gonna find this in a lot of 3-gun matches, guys, is you have the ability to be able to get some doubles. What that means is you take 2 steels out with 1 shot, which is exactly what I did just a moment ago. So anytime I'm at a stage, I'm always looking for doubles or even some case triples. And this, I don't want to hit that one popper in the middle. I want to aim high, that way I can get that falling steel behind it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be shooting my Atlas Artemis. It's one of the fastest pistols that I've ever shot in competition. You guys know I'm a well above average pistol shooter, and it is one of my strong suits, but I want to see how fast I can run it compared to the shotgun. So what we'll do first is no warm-ups, no practices or anything like that. You can see there's no pistol impacts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pistol. It'll be in a holster, because you usually have options. You're either going to start with your shotgun. It'll say long gun of choice, or pistol, hot, and holstered. So I've got to do that pistol draw and engage those. We'll see what the time is, and then we'll do the same thing with the shotgun. one magazine of 20. Remember, it's open division, but even if it weren't, there's 13. Most of your TAC Ops shotguns will hold 13 total, but I might have to plus up in the beginning. So let's see what happens. All right, before we get started, let's talk about gear. You guys know that I run G-code almost exclusively on any of the ruck sniper matches, anything like that. But in 3-gun now, being in open division, I don't have to worry about shotgun caddies. So I can carry those magazines on the belt itself or even in the G-code pouch. The biggest thing is the holster. So at the match this weekend, they highly recommend a hooded holster because the stuff we're going to be doing this weekend is not your average 3-gun. We're going to be doing fast roping and things like that. And so having something with a positive retention that can't come out is a necessity. I also like the fact that once I'm done, now this isn't USPSA, but I can take it off in a safe area, put it in my vehicle, and I'm not toting the pistol around while I'm resetting stages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the shot timer. I'm here exactly at 20 yards. I'll get my eyes on. And in open division, you can run 170 millimeter magazines or 175 millimeters. So this will hold 27 rounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn around. We'll go ahead and charge it. Let me go ahead and make sure that my dot's on and bright enough because we are backlit right now. You guys should be able to see everything on camera. And here we go. 3-second delay, 13 steals. Okay, so a lot of shooting, but 9.7 seconds. A little bit sloppy, but remember, no practice runs. That's not bad for 13 steals. Let's see if we can beat that time using the shotgun. Remember, the time for the pistol was 9.7 seconds. Even. All right, same spot, 20 yards. Remember, I'm going to go for that double there, so I should get that, maybe, maybe not. And we'll see if we can beat that 9.7 seconds. All right. Remember, in 3-gun, you're going to be starting at port arms, which is where I'm at the moment. And here we go. 9.7 seconds is the time to beat. Done. 6.62. 6.62. So you're over 3 seconds faster. And a lot of you guys are going to say, well, it's only 3 seconds. That's 3 seconds on one little iteration there. Because there's going to be rifle, there's going to be pistol at some point. So what you have to think about is all of those seconds are just going to add up over and over and over. And so if you're shooting a major match where you've got 10, 12 stages, those little seconds matter, and that's how you beat people by minutes. So there you go. It's a prime example of why that shotgun is so important. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more for you, and I'm going to use a TAC Ops shotgun. So it got me thinking about you guys that are shooting TAC Ops. And so, guys, this is my shotgun. This is a Benelli M2. I've shot with this for, geez, I don't know how many years now. This is the same shotgun I used to win nationals in 2018, and it's a great shotgun, but I'm not moving away from that division. So one of the things I want to talk about is what we're using to reload and everything else. You always want a chamber flag, guys. That way when you're done, they can show that it's clear and that something's occupying that chamber. So on your shotgun, first and foremost, in TAC Ops, you can hold, most guys hold 12 in the tube, 1 in the chamber for a total of 13. However, you're only going to be able to start with 8 plus 1, which is 9. So what that means is I've got 13. I'm going to have to quad load before I even start because I don't want it to be empty when I do this array because I want to try to do it for time as fast as I can. There's a couple ways to reload a shotgun, and you need to really be familiar, guys, especially on a Benelli. You've got the silver button here. On a 1301, it's going to be right in here. This one is upfitted with a J. Kinney auto lifter, which means when I throw rounds in it and the bolt's open, it auto closes automatically, and then it's hot right now with 1 in the tube and 1 here. Don't go out and buy a J. Kinney auto lifter and try to shoot your first match without practicing with it because you do have to get the spring tensions just right. What ends up happening is most guys run out, they flip it over, they try to load, it won't load because the gate's closed, they close their bolt, then they'll load and then they'll chamber the round just like this, guys. If I take 2 and I put it in here, and I do this and then I fire, nothing happens because all we did was release it onto the lifter. I'm gonna have to rack it again. Now I'm hot. So it's very, very important for you to know how your shotgun works. So with all that being said, this is a match saver. If I ever go to lockback, and I highly recommend you put a match saver on there because sometimes that one round can cost you so much time. So a match saver, and that's the name of it, is let's say I shoot my last round. I am done. I can merely, I'm gonna do the slow motion, just reach up here, feed, drop, and now I've got one more in the chamber just like that. So have it. It's a spare round, why not? Now as far as reloading, don't worry about doing quads right off the bat. There's two ways to reload on a shotgun like this. One is going to be support hand. So in this case, support hand, what I'm gonna do is I just make a circle so I don't drop my shotgun. And when I am out, I just roll it. I grab two, just like an ice pick. I'll bring it in here and that's it, okay? So that's a double. Once you get good with that, then you're gonna learn how to do quads. When you grab this, your thumb goes on the bottom set, okay? Because that's gonna be the first two in. So once you grab it, it's 2, 2, and I'm done. Now I've got 4 more rounds in there. So we're gonna go ahead and start with 8 plus 1. So all total right now, I have 6 rounds in the shotgun, I believe. You know what? I'm gonna count it because I don't wanna be cheating. And let's go ahead and see how fast we can do 13 with a conventional tack irons style shotgun with a reload. All right, so now we've got 9 in the tube. So when we start and they give us the command to start, we've got a total of 9, 8 plus 1. But I can't do that without doing a reload. So what I'm gonna do is right off the buzzer, I'm going to go ahead and do a quad. That way I already have all 13. Hopefully I don't miss. Some people will argue, well, you're so close on it, why wouldn't you just go ahead and shoot it empty and then reload according to how many you need? And there's a case in point to that, and that would work, but maybe I can shoot it clean, just shoot it kind of a little slower. I think a good time would be 10 to 11 seconds. So here we go. 3-second delay, port arms, buttstock touching the belt, muzzle over the head. Go ahead and get my 4 in. Oh, just in the nick of time. And that was 9.48, 9.48. So even that was still faster than the pistol because the pistol was 9.70. Now we're only talking, 0.2 of a second, but it's still faster and it's a no-brainer. You can just shoot it. You don't have to do any aiming or anything else. So hopefully you enjoyed that comparison, looking at the 3 different styles of shooting this with a pistol or shooting it with an open shotgun or a tack iron shotgun or a tack op shotgun, and some of the things that you need to think about. Let's go ahead and hit that double spinner. So I think you'll be able to see that dreaded spinner at 15 yards. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to spin that just using 2 shots and see if we can do it. We'll do bottom and then top very slowly. The modified choke at 15 yards. You should know what your distances are. Here we go. Solid, weight, and top, and it's over. So no problem with modified getting that over with 2 shots, but I did have to wait quite a while. R&R Customs. Tough to beat it, guys. All right, I hope you enjoyed that review of the R&R Customs Shotgun and saw some of the comparisons. Stick around for the next video. I haven't done one in a while, but you're gonna really wanna see what's in this box. Guys, for those that are into night vision, this is the new Fusion system. And the Fusion is basically, that's all I'm gonna show you. The Fusion is kind of like blending thermals with night vision, and it's really cool. It's almost like augmented reality because you have night vision capabilities along with thermal that overlays it, and it's a pretty cool setup. This setup's about 15 grand, and I want you guys to be able to see it firsthand on how it works with the person, animals, things like that, as far as what you can see first person point of view. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.